Today, our topic is algae, general characteristic features in plant kingdom, diversity of living world, chapter 2, unit 1 in botany. So, general characteristic features of algae. First, we will see the thallus organization. Unicellular motile. So, unicellular means this is Chlamydomonas is the best example for unicellular and motile. So, it is a unicellular means single cell. Motile means it has flagella. Through the flagella, it can able to move from one place to another. Unicellular non-motile. Example chlorella. So this is unicellular, same as Chlamydomonas, but in Chlamydomonas you have flagella, but in chlorella there is no flagella. So it is non-motile, same single cell only, both are single cell. Chlamydomonas and chlorella are single cell, but Chlamydomonas is motile, it has movement with the help of flagella, but chlorella doesn't have flagella. Due to the absence of flagella, it cannot able to move. Motile means movement. And colonial motile. Colonial motile means in colonies. So in colonies, they are present in groups, and they have flagella to move from one place to another place. Example volvax. Colonial non-motile. Example hydrodictyon. So colonial, they are lives in the colonies, it means they are groups. They live in the groups, but they don't have flagella or cilia. Example hydrodictyon. Siphonoecious. Example Vaucheria. So here you can see the Vaucheria. It was running as a siphon. Siphon, it looks like it running as a siphon, and it is called, example is the thallus is siphonoecious, that is ribbon like or snake like. It was siphonoecious, and example is Vaucheria. Next is unbranched filamentous. Example Spirogyra. So unbranched, but they are filamentous. So unbranched and they are filamentous. They are in straight thread-like structure which is green in color. Normally this Spirogyra you can see in the ponds and the lakes. Okay, it is filamentous and unbranched. Example Spirogyra. Branched filamentous. Example Cladophora. So branched means it is branched filamentous. It looks like this. So like this. Okay, and it is filamentous. Example Cladophora. Discoid. Discoid means discus shape. So this is discus in shape, disc shape, plate like a coleochaete. Example is coleochaete. Next, the heterotrichus. Fricella. So heterotrichus means fricella. So it may be filamentous and thallus like discoid like. Okay, two types of orientation is seen in this thallus. Okay. Foliaceous. Foliaceous, example alva. So it looks like a leaf. So it looks like a leaf like appearance. Example alva. So this one. Okay. And giant clubs. Laminaria and macrocystis. So giant clubs is laminaria and cystis. So here they had given fucus and sargassum, the brown algae. So the laminaria is also a brown algae. So it is an giant clubs. So now the algae is eukaryotic. So algae is eukaryotic means what I had said in previous classes. Eu mean true. Karyos means nucleus. So true nucleus. So algae are true nucleus, but blue-green algae is prokaryotic. So nowadays they kept this blue-green algae in blue-green bacter or cyanobacteria. So they kept it under the bacteria because of the prokaryotic nature, primitive nucleus. And it has no developed tissue system. There is no well-developed tissue system. The cell wall of algae is made up of cellulose and hemicellulose. So the cell wall of algae is made up of cellulose and hemicellulose. Silicaceous walls are present in diatoms. So the diatoms which are seen in the rocky surfaces and at the sides of the wells, and it is deposited. It is deposited, and it is deposited by silica. So it is called as diatomaceous earth also, due to the deposition of silica on the walls, that is called diatomaceous earth. In Cara, the talus is encrusted with calcium carbonate. So this Cara you can see in lakes nowadays. That is in summer season, the lakes will dry off. No, there you can see the small structures which are attached to the ground, and you cannot able to pluck it with your hand. You need any instrument to pluck out that. So that plant is called Cara, and it is very tough due to the deposition of calcium carbonate in it. Okay. Some algae possesses algin polysulfate esters of polysaccharides, which are the sources for the alginate agar-agar carrageenan. So due to this deposition, the algae possesses algin polysulfate esters of polysaccharides, and they are the sources for the alginate seen in brown algae, agar-agar seen in red algae, and carrageenan seen in the Cara, that is Cara plant, green algae. The cell has a membrane bounded nucleus and cell organelles like chloroplast, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, because it is a eukaryote. Eukaryote means true nucleus, well developed cell organelles are there. And pyrenoids is present. So pyrenoids are present. So the pyrenoids are proteinaceous body found in the chromatophores and assist in the synthesis and storage of the starch. So the photosynthesis takes place in the pyrenoids. So and it is found in the chromatophores, which is responsible for the color of the algae, red algae, brown algae, blue-green algae, and that for that. And the pigmentation, reserve food materials, and flagellation differ among the algal groups. So pigmentation, the various pigments are seen. Based on the pigments also the algae is classified. Even the reserve food materials, based on the reserve food material also the algae can be classified, and flagellation also the algae can be classified. Algae can be classified, and you can see this part. You can see this is the pyrenoid, which is present in the algae, in all algae. Inside the chloroplast you have the pyrenoid. That pyrenoid only going to synthesize the food. That is in photosynthesis it is assist. Okay. So algae reproduces by vegetative, asexual and sexual methods. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fission seen in Chlamydomonas. Fragmentation, example Eleutheryx. So fission means one cell is divided into two, like bacterial fission, binary fission. And fragmentation, the Eleutheryx, the filaments are cut into small pieces. You can see here, this is the fragmentation procedure. This is Spirogyra. The Spirogyra pieces are cut into two. From this cut piece, a new filament can be developed. Okay. And next one is budding. Next, bulbils in Spacilaria, akinets in Pithophora, and tubers in Cara. So these are the vegetative reproduction takes place in algae. And asexual reproduction. So zoospores are motile spores. So example Eleutheryx and Odogonium. Let me see whether they had given. So this is the zoospores. You can see the zoospores with flagella. Presence of flagella, motility is there, that is movement is there. Example Eleutheryx and Odogonium. Aplanospores, thin-walled non-motile spores. Example Oucheria. That is you can see here. So this is the spores. So they are non-motile and thin-walled cells. Okay. Next, autospores. The spores which look similar to the parent cell. Example, chlorella. Autospores means the spores are same as their parent cell. Example, chlorella. So these and all they may ask in your 1 mark in your board exam as well as in your NEET exam. Hypnospore. Thick-walled applanospores. The applanospores are thin-walled, but hypnospores are thick-walled applanospores. Example, Chlamydomonas nivalis. Tetraspores. Tetraspores means diploid thallus of Polysiphonia produces haploid spores after meiosis. So, a Polysiphonia is a algae. It is a diploid thallus and it produces haploid spores after meiosis. So, due to the production of 4 spores after meiosis, that spores are called tetraspores. Next, sexual reproduction. Isogamy. As we have discussed this in the previous first lesson of this botany. So, iso means what? Same. Same gametes. The fusion of morphology means external. Physiology means functional are same. Similar gametes. Same means similar gametes. Example, Elothrax. So, you can see here this is an isogamy. Both in structure and function they are similar. That type of gamy is called isogamy. Anisogamy. The fusion of either morphology, that is externally, or functionally. Physiological means functionally dissimilar gametes. So, different gametes. Morphology, anyone, morphology or physiology, they are different. Example, Pandorina. So, example, see, this is anisogamy. So, this one is larger than this one, that compared to this one. That means they are morphologically, externally, they are different. Okay. Oogamy. Fusion of both morphology and physiological dissimilar gametes. So, externally and functionally, they are different gametes. Example, Sargassum. So, you can see this is the oogonium and this is the antheridium structure. So, they are morphology and functionally different. Okay, that type of gamy is known as oogamy. The life cycle shows distinct alternation of generation in algae. Okay. The oldest recorded algae is Gryphania, which was discovered in the banded iron formation of northern Michigan and dated to approximately 2100 MA. So, the oldest recorded algae is Gryphania. Keep it in mind. They may ask in 1 mark in your board exam as well as in your NEET exam, and it is discovered in bands of iron formation. So, when the iron is formed, that time they had discovered it in northern Michigan and dated maybe approximately 2100 years back. Okay. Maybe too old as the record. Okay. So, hope you understand the topic. If you have any doubts, post your doubts in the comment box. Give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Science Easy Tech channel.